Harry's Wife, a lesson royal narcissist, part 49.3. The Sun has a blog which provides snippets of the latest information appertaining to Harry's wife, so we'll take a short stroll through all of that and interpret it for you with regard to how this explains the various behaviours and the various impacts of what's going on there. The first item that appears reads as follows. Prince William and Kate Middleton's anniversary pics prove they are really living the happiness Harry and his wife won't shut up about. While moping Harry's wife and Harry spend much of their extremely privileged lives discussing the ways they're trying to make themselves happy, William and Kate have quietly established a perfect family life for themselves. And their 10th anniversary photos yesterday prove the couple really are blissful a decade into marriage, happily posing for natural, unedited shots with their 3 adorable children. And while they don't use every opportunity they get talking about themselves and their feelings, it's clear William and Kate's dedication to royal duties has really left them feeling happy. The pictures are in stark contrast to Harry and pregnant Harry's wife, recent media appearances, where they regularly speak of escaping the United Kingdom for their own happiness, only to mope and moan about how difficult everything has been. The opinion expressed here, of course, draws a distinction between the two couples, and it is often the case that you will find with a narcissist that it's all about the words rather than the doing. The pictures and video released by William and Kate demonstrate 2 people with emotional empathy who are happy. Whereas Harry's wife repeatedly talks about seeking happiness, having to break free to achieve that happiness. But then, of course, always referencing the fact that how difficult matters were. Pity play, assertion of control. And, of course, the narcissist never actually experiences happiness. It's not something that we have. It's not an emotion that we are fixed with, if you will. We experience power through the provision of fuel. But an unaware narcissist, of course, will believe themselves to be happy and believe that they are pursuing happy. And this pursuit of happiness is part of a triangulation that is utilised by an individual, by the narcissist, in order to assert control over another individual for the purposes of drawing fuel. And the very fact that it demonstrates that Kate and William are living in a happy manner can be contrasted with the behaviour that demonstrates there's repeated complaints, bellyaching and moaning about the situation. Further article states, the Sussexes make everything a publicity stunt, royal expert says. Harry and his wife make everything a publicity stunt in order to make them look good on social media, a royal expert claims. This comes after a spokesperson for the Sussexes yesterday confirmed the couple had privately congratulated the Cambridges on their 10-year marriage milestone. The cunning stunt, got to be careful how we say that, was also to make the Sussexes look good in front of their American followers on social media, it's been claimed. Angela Levin, who has been critical of Harry and his wife previously, told The Sun Online, Harry and his wife are of course being hypocritical, still briefing the media. Everything they do, they feel they need to make a publicity stunt out of it. Their choice was to send it privately, but everyone has to know how good they are by publicising it through their huge PR group of people. And of course, this was spoken about in part 48 rather, demonstrating the hypocrisy of sending a message privately, but then having to make reference to it publicly. And I explained how the private message was actually a slap across the face and was a contemptuous step that was taken in order to assert control through belittlement. Angela Levin, of course, alongside others, notices the hypocrisy of the behaviour and labels that everything being done is a publicity stunt. And of course, the necessity of making everything a publicity stunt is all part of the facade management and the repeated necessity to assert control. The fact that the royal family is so prominent, and that recent events have occurred whereby Prince Philip died, the Queen appears repeatedly at functions and events and banquets and dinners, and that's reported upon. Other members of the royal family, particularly Kate and William, are referenced, and of course this will all appear in front of Harry's wife. And this will repeatedly wound her, threaten her control, which means that there is this almost near constant necessity to keep pumping out PR information in order to nullify the threat to control. Each and every time that Harry's wife learns about the latest instance of activity and behaviour appertaining to other members of the royal family, it, in essence, really gets under her skin because it wounds. She doesn't know the real reason why, because she doesn't know what she is, but it will exhibit as envy. How, look at them showing off. Look how they're carrying on as if we don't matter anymore, not realising, of course, that you were the ones that decided to retreat from royal duties. Again, the hypocrisy evidenced. The Sun's blog continues with Harry's wife's political dream. Harry's wife has been secretly building links to members of the Democratic Party in a bid to boost her political aspirations, sources say. Grandiosity, facade management, character trait acquisition, assertion of control. US business associates of the Duchess say that the star has been building a network of contacts and supporters, residual benefit, in the political world since arriving in Los Angeles last March. At the very top of Meghan's Spiel-Dire list is Michelle Obama, who was First Lady to Barack Obama from 2008-2016. A source said, Michelle has been given Harry and his wife guidance on a variety of issues, from public and political perception, building charities, and working within the Netflix family. I suspect that there might be some puppeteering going on there. While the arrangement is informal and on a friendship basis, the insider says the Sussexes have spoken to the Obamas several times over the past few months. Somebody is being puppeted, but of course they won't realise that that's the case. The grandiosity, the deluded behaviour of a narcissist often means that they will try and take on doing something that they are ill-equipped to do. As I have explained elsewhere, that the political environment is a viper's nest of our kind. It attracts our kind because it's a brilliant way of asserting control, drawing fuel, gaining character traits, and residual benefits. You, in fact, need to be one of our kind to successfully navigate that viper's nest. But it doesn't mean just because you are one of our kind that that will make you a successful politician. And, of course, we have seen certain individuals who've entered the political arena and fallen flat on their faces. And it is unsurprising that Harry's wife believes that she should pursue a political career. Driven by her rampant narcissism that tells her that she can do it, yes she can, driven by the need to acquire fuel, and it's a huge stage by which fuel can be obtained, then there are also the character traits that can be acquired, and of course there are significant residual benefits in terms of facade management, access to power, access to other networks, and of course dollars, cash money. It is not surprising at all that the deluded narcissist will operate in this manner, trying to leverage off other individuals, whilst not realising that indeed being puppeted by somebody else for the purpose of their own aims, the shadow puppeteer, asserting control in a different manner, utilising what would often be called a useful idiot. And Harry's wife is blinded to what's going on because her narcissism will not allow her to see it, and also because cognitive function isn't that high, there is an inability to recognise that the puppeteering is taking place. Where will these political aspirations lead? Well, it only remains to be seen, but it is not a surprise and further underlines the actions of the narcissism for all to see. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.